Hello. So the next thing that we're going to do is to set up source files for the offices where civil registration occurs and health facilities that the users can select from when trying to say if the place of birth or death happened in a specific hospital. Um, so why do we do this? Well, basically, every single user of the OpenCRVS application is a staff member who is based in a civil registration office, and we need to have those offices created so we can control your team and so that we can control the workflow of registration applications through your team. So you will have various different users in the office. For example, you might have registration agents who can interview applicants and complete the forms with them, take photographs of supporting documentation. They can validate that the information in the form is correct, matches the document data, send that application onto a registrar who then actually registers the person, and then maybe back to the registration agent to print. So we need to have an office where these people are based and their working day is spent there, and the application flows between different staff members of a certain office. And each time we do that, we're tracking an audit trail about where these events occurred. And it could be that an application starts in one office and is completed in another office in the country. So basically, as you can imagine, the offices are a very important part of civil registration business, and we need to accurately locate them in a country for tracking the right kind of metrics. At the same time, regarding health facilities, we can, it's quite an important statistic to be able to show how many births happened in a health facility versus how many births happened at home. And so, being able to select existing health facilities in the system means that, again, we can track metrics very accurately without any mistakes, in entering, say, misspelling the hospital name. If different staff members register births and deaths and they misspell the hospital name each time, you don't end up with an accurate metric about births and deaths that happened in a health facility. So by ensuring that they are preloaded, imported into the system, you get very accurate metrics, location-based metrics for that kind of statistic. We can also use those facilities for interoperating with health institutions so that you can actually receive applications in OpenCRVS directly from a hospital. So it's important for interoperability that we're sharing the same facility data. So for that reason, we want to create comma-separated values files for all of the civil registration offices and all the health institutions in your country. We have to have these offices and institutions in place before we can move on to create some test users in these offices. So we're going to create two files. One is CRVS facilities and the other one is health facilities. So you will have seen the template administrative structure based on previous video, and I'm going to be referring back to this completed administrative structure template, which I was basing on Ethiopia as an example. And I'm going to be completing the CRVS offices template, and I'll be completing the health facilities template. So once again, you will see two tabs. One is a guide and the other is the actual template which you complete. So in the guide, you can see a number of columns. You can see we need to have a unique ID for each office and each health facility. We always have a unique ID. And you will have the name of the office, how you want that office to appear. And there's a property part of, which is telling you which administrative location is this office or health facility a part of, i.e. where in the country is it located at the lowest level. And then you'll have a column called location type, which is set to a constant CRVS office or health facility, and that basically determines what type of location is saved into the database. So just need to make sure we have that in there when we're doing offices. And you'll notice for health facilities, it's called health facility. So right, so I'm going to create 2 offices as an example. In the template, I'm going to create the headquarters of the country's civil registration department, and I'm going to create that in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia in the Kirkos area. So when you're creating offices and health facilities in these CSV files, we're not interested in the hierarchy, because I know that sometimes in some countries you might have a state office and a provincial office, and you might say, yes, okay, the state office is in the state and the provincial office is in the province. That's fine, but for this CSV, what we're interested in is the actual physical address, the location for where that office is, it's basically the lowest level administrative level that you have. So perhaps this office may even be called the Addis Ababa office, but where's the physical address? Well, the physical address in my example is going to be in region 14 in Kirkos in Addis Ababa. So I need to get the lowest level P code from the admin structure, the lowest level P code for the admin structure. That's where I'm going to place my headquarter office. So you copy that P code and you go to your office's template, and you'll notice part of column says location /, and you have to paste in the P code after that. So there's no spaces. This is actually forms part of a URL. So location /P code. That will mean that this office, which I'm going to create, will be located inside this location. So I'm going to call this one HQ office, and I have already added the location type CRVS office, and I've given it a unique ID. So there's all sorts of ways you can create unique IDs. You know, you can find websites which will create a unique identifier for you. In the documentation, we have this Excel formula that you can use to create unique identifiers, and you can, create as many of them as you like. It doesn't matter as long as they're unique when you're doing it. You may actually have a specific unique identifier already that you use for the office, and by all means you can use that identifier if you like, but it has to be unique. You can't have 2 of them with the same ID. So I'm just going to create 2 offices. So I'm going to have 2 unique identifiers. The next office I'm going to create is going to be called the Lalibela office. Lalibela office, which is a very important tourist destination, very important destination in Ethiopia, one of the wonders of the world. And so I'm going to go back to here and look for Lalibela town, and I'm going to base this office in Lalibela town, which is part of North Wello, Amhara in Ethiopia. So Lalibela town is this code, so I'm going to copy the lowest level code, go back to CRVS offices and paste in that code here and copy CRVS office there. So there we go. Now I have 2 offices created in the country, and I can download this file. Obviously you could complete all your offices in the country. I imagine you might have hundreds. So just enter a row for each office that you want. Make sure you don't have any commas. Again, no commas. No special characters in the IDs. That's the only rule. Okay, so I'm going to download this CSV. And I'm going to place it into the same location where we were working with the locations and statistics. You'll notice a file called CRVS facilities. And this is some fake offices I've already created for our fake country for Ajaland, and I'm going to replace the CSV with our new one. So I'm pasting that, dropping that file in here. Just taking a little look at the file, I can see there's no extra columns, sorry, no extra rows. You don't want to have any empty rows, and it looks fine. So I'm going to delete the old CRVS facilities and rename it. Right, so that's me got a CSV of offices. So the next thing I'm going to do is create some hospitals. Well, to save me some time, I'm going to put them in exactly the same locations. So I'm just going to copy these 2 locations, which is Addis Ababa and Lalibela, and I'm going to paste them here. So I'm going to create 2 hospitals. I repeated health facility here. I'm going to call this one Addis Central Hospital, and I'm going to call this one Lalibela Hospital. And then I need another unique ID. So I'm just going to go and use the same function to generate those unique IDs. There we go. So I now have 2 unique IDs. I've got 2 hospitals. They're located in the same place, and I've got this health facility constant listed, and I can download this file. Download CSV, and I'm going to place that into the same location. You can see I've got a file already called health facilities. You can see some example ones from the previous fake country. I'm going to replace this CSV with my new CSV. Just checking it. There's no extra rows. Everything looks okay. So I'm going to delete my old CSV, and I'm going to rename this one Health Facilities. Health Facilities CSV. Fantastic. Right, that's me. I have now completed setting up CSV files for offices and health facilities. The next step is for me to set up some test employees and employee roles.